Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Slow and Gentle Flow. I hope you're all doing well. And if you're participating in this morning's practice, please make sure that you have doctor's approval and you know your body, okay? That's my disclaimer. Make sure that you practice at your own pace, and I will provide some modifications, and let's get started. Happy to be back teaching again. So we're gonna take it nice and easy this morning, working on a gentle, slow vinyasa practice. So we'll start in a cross-legged position. I always like to sit on blankets because they help with my hips. Okay, so if you have tight hips, it's always nice to sit on some kind of surface. It could even be a block if that's what you have available, or a couple towels. And we'll just begin this morning's practice by closing our eyes. Let the hands just fall wherever they want to rest as you just begin to connect with your breath. Feeling the rise and the fall of the inhalation and the exhalation in your body. And begin to deepen your breath. So see if you could actually start your breath, your deep, long, slow breath. Start it at your left hip crease and move towards your right shoulder. And exhale the same way, starting with the right shoulder, moving to the left hip crease. This helps you think about expanding and opening the torso. Let's do that second long, slow, deep breath, starting at the right hip crease and moving it toward the left shoulder. And now let's take a nice, long, slow, deep breath and think about filling the front and the back of the body and the sides of the body equally. And exhaling all the way from the throat down the chest, the belly, the mid-back, the low belly, and the low back. Slowly, slowly, and softly begin to drift the eyes open. A nice, soft gaze straight ahead. And now moving into some correct posture here. See if you can pull your buttocks away from your sits bones to sit nice and tall. And have your hands alongside your hips. Pull the shoulder blades toward each other onto the back, and then release the shoulders down toward your waist. Softly try and allow the inner groins to relax so that the knees move further toward the mat. And then take the top of your head, the very tippy top, the crown of your head, reach it to the ceiling while dipping your chin. Take a nice deep inhalation, bring the arms up. Exhale, take the right hand down, reach the left arm over, really try and root your left sits bone. Soften the neck here, take a couple breaths. And you can begin to work with the positioning of your left arm. Maybe it feels better to reach forward and around your face, or maybe you want to open your chest because we're always so closed off. Nice deep breath here. And then we'll inhale, come up, exhale, moving on to the other side. Once again, you'll ground your right sits bone and begin to play with the positioning of your right arm, opening or reaching for whatever feels really yummy for you today. And really try to relax the knees out. Take a couple deep breaths here. Soften the neck. Really try to reach all the way from the right side of the hip, moving into your right fingertips. And then we'll inhale, we'll come up. And then we'll take our hands and bring them to prayer position and bring the hands behind the head, if that feels okay. Drop your chin toward your chest. Press the sits bones deeply into the surface below. Reach through the crown of your head. Take a nice deep inhalation, expanding the belly and the chest. And on your exhalation, hinging from your hip crease, begin to draw your chest down toward your legs and the mat. And then reach the arms over onto the floor. Press away from the fingertips or the hands. Move the shoulders away from the ears. Really allow the groins to soften. Allow that space to really open up and take a couple deep breaths here. We'll inhale, we'll begin to press ourselves back up to seated. And then we're going to take a nice deep inhalation, take the right hand to the floor. On your exhalation, reach that left arm up and over, and now reach toward the front corner, or maybe it's the back corner, but the right corner of the mat. Reach on your inhalation. Now I want you to open up, open the chest to the left, bring the left hand back behind you, and now reach the right arm over into a twist. So take the shoulders onto the back and away from the ears. 2 deep breaths here. Now we'll inhale the right arm up and the left arm. Exhale, we'll take the left hand down, reach the right arm forward across the face, if you will, to the left side. And then we'll inhale, open up the chest. Inhale, open up the chest, taking the right armpit back, bringing the left arm up. Right arm comes behind the back. And now we move into our twist on the right. And 2 deep breaths here. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bring the arms down, take the knees together, switch which leg is in front. Adjust the sits bones if you need to, so moving the buttocks away. We'll take a nice deep inhalation here. Exhale, reach to the left. 2 deep breaths here. Soften through the spaces that you're not really lengthening and working right now, so the neck and the face. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the right. Really try and work with movement and the breath today, linking the breath with the movement. Inhale, come up, bring both arms up. Bring the palms together, the palms In prayer position, move behind the head, elbows move up toward the ceiling, navel moves into the spine. Take a nice deep inhalation, lengthening through the crown of your head. And on your exhalation, begin to hinge from the hip crease, slowly, softly. Bring the hands down. And then using the fingertips or the flat palms, press away from the hands, shoulders away from your ears. Allow the inner groins to soften so that the knees move further down toward the surface below. 2 deep breaths here. Really work to keep your sits bones grounded here. Inhale, begin to walk yourself back up. Bring the arms up. On your exhalation, take your left hand down. Reach your right arm across your face. And then we'll inhale, open that right arm up in the chest. Right armpit toward the back. Right hand moves behind you. And then we move into a twist. 2 deep breaths here. Lengthen all the way from the tailbone into the crown of the head. And you increase the intensity of your twist ever so slightly, just by your exhalation and the back of your left hand. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, we'll move to the left. Actually, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, we'll take the right hand down, reach the left arm across the face, and then open the chest, moving the left armpit back toward the space behind your left arm, comes back, right arm reaches over into your twist on the left. Deep, deep inhalation. Exhale. And this last breath, seeing if you can move just ever so slightly more into your twist. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, let's take the knees together. We're going to come on to our hands and knees. So please use a blanket if you need a blanket for underneath the surface of your knees. It helps with the cushioning and the softening soft spot for your knees. If you need that, go ahead and place that under your knees now. We'll come to our hands and our knees and have your all 10 toes face directly back. Try not to turn the toes in. Have the knees directly under the hips. Have the hands right underneath the shoulders. And let's just take a little bit of movement here. So just go ahead and shimmy your hips from side to side. So on your exhalation, exhale to the right, hips move to the right. Inhale, come in. Exhale, the hips to the left. Inhale, exhale, hips to the right. Inhale, hips to the left. And do this a couple more times with your breath. Very, very, very nice. All right, and now we're just going to make some tiny circles with the hips. So pressing into the hands. On our exhalation, we press away. So the hips move away from the hands and toward the feet. Just tiny hip circles, wakening up those hips before we get into some of those standing poses. And then do some circles the other way. So once again, we inhale to the hands, exhale, press the hips back toward the feet, circling. Very nice, everyone. All right, and let's go ahead and we'll take a nice little arm lengthener and then also chest opener. So if you have your blocks nearby, if you don't have blocks, you can be on your fingertips, okay? I like to use blocks for this on the lowest setting. So you want your hips above your knees. And I'd like you to take your blocks really wide today, or your hands really wide, if you will. So wider than your body. Take a nice deep inhalation, draw the navel strongly in toward the spine, and on your exhalation, go ahead and reach the forehead down to the mat. The hips keep moving straight up toward the ceiling. You can kind of turn on your forehead a little bit, very slowly and softly, to feel some movement in the neck. And if you don't like the blocks, you can be here on your fingertips or on your hands. But nice and wide today. You really want to drop your chest down through your armpits. That's what you're wanting to feel here, is that nice lengthening in from your sternum moving toward your armpits. And you'll have a nice little arch in your low back, so go ahead and just draw the navel in to feel less of an arch in this and more support for your spine. And strongly press away from your hands. 2 more breaths here. And then we'll inhale, press up, bring the hands back to hands and knees. And go ahead and with a couple breaths, you can do cat and cow. So we inhale, we draw the chest down and through the upper arms, arch the back. We're keeping our navel pulled in toward our spine. Exhale, we press away from our hands and round our back. Inhale. Exhale, our last one here. All right, and go ahead and walk your hands toward the front of your mat. Just one, I like to say one paw print toward the front of your mat. We're going to tuck the toes, and we're going to come gently. If first of all, if downward dog isn't your thing and you have wrist issues, you can always be on your forearms, just so you know. And you can also go into your working child's pose if down dog isn't your thing. So we'll take our toes tucked. On our next exhalation, we press up into down dog. But what I'd like you to do is slightly bend the knees and have Barbie toes, okay? So like you're on the Barbie high heels, right? So be really tall on the toes and the balls of your feet. Strongly press away from your hands. So you press into your index finger and your thumb. Work your shoulders away from the ears. Just really trying to lengthen the spine here. And breathe here on your tippy toes. Then your next exhalation, keeping all that length in your spine, go ahead and straighten your legs and begin slowly to draw your heels toward the floor. Keep that pressing and that length in your spine. See if you can visualize your low belly from hip bone to hip bone flattening. Okay, so you're pulling in your lower abdomen to really imagine that is just as flat as a board. Beautiful. We're going to inhale, take the right leg up and back, move the right leg forward, and our exhalation. And we'll slowly bring the left knee down. And bring that blanket down if you need some support here. We're going to do a little bit of work here. So we're in this low lunge with the knee on the floor. So let's begin with really beautiful posture. So take the shoulders away from the ears, move the breastbone forward and the crown of your head forward. Take an inhalation. Close your eyes, really close your eyes and focus on the front of that left hip, the front of your left hip. And on your exhalation, see if you can relax the front of the left hip. And relax it so that that left front hip moves slightly forward and slightly down. So you feel a nice lengthening. So we're going to play with this a little bit. We'll take an inhalation. We'll tuck the toes, lift the knees slightly. Exhale, press the heel back with the knee still lifted slightly. Release the knee down even more so you're feeling even more of a lengthening in your left front hip and your quadricep. Take a nice deep inhalation. Exhale, see if you can relax the left front hip down. And now let's try it again. Inhale, tuck the toes, the left toes, lift your left knee slightly off. Reach the heel back a bit, and on your exhalation, bring the left knee down and see if you can close your eyes. Inhale, and then drop even the slightest tiny micro bit forward and down more on the front of the left hip. All right, let's do some booty work here. Let's inhale and come up onto our hands onto our right thigh. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and on the back. Lift through the crown of the head. Imagine again that low abdomen from hip to hip, nice and flat. Take an inhalation, and on your exhalation, lift your toes off the floor. Hold it there. We'll stay here a couple breaths. All right, let's grab our blocks if you have them close by, if you need blocks. If not, you can just start with your hands on the mat into your low lunge once again. Take a nice deep inhalation, pull the shoulders on the back and away from the ears, and on your exhalation, begin to straighten your right leg, flex your right foot and toes back towards your right knee. Walk your blocks back, and then see if you can square your hips. Make sure you haven't twerked your hips at all in this pose. Square the hips so that you're in this hamstring stretch, right? We'll take a nice deep inhalation. Now in your exhalation, imagine your right hip crease moving back toward the space behind you. So exhale, move the right hip crease behind you. Inhale, adjust your posture once more. And on your exhalation, begin to draw your chest toward your right thigh. Try to keep moving your right hip crease back toward the space behind you. And try not to crunch your neck with your shoulders. One more breath here. Inhale, you can use your blocks if you'd like to walk back up. Exhale. Go ahead and come on up onto your right thigh again. Adjust your posture. On your next exhalation, lift your right toes off the floor and press into your heel. 2 deep breaths here. Take an inhalation. On your exhalation, frame your front foot. Inhale, take your right knee back. Bring your big toes together. Open your knees nice and wide. Exhale, come into your child's pose. 2 nice long deep breaths here. You can choose to rest here, or you can choose to really press away from your hands like you're in a downward facing dog. Now, if your practice doesn't involve down dog, you just stay here. For the rest of my students today, take a nice deep inhalation, and your exhalation, begin to draw the knees closer toward each other, tuck the toes, and press into your down dog. All right, let's walk the dog a little bit. So just slowly try to move methodically through this lifting of one heel and then the other, okay? As if you are watching a replay in slow motion, right? And then go ahead and settle into your down dog for 2 more breaths. Take a nice deep inhalation, lift the left leg up and back. Your exhalation, bend the knee, bring it toward the nose. Pull your left foot and leg forward. Drop the right knee down. All right, and you can also be in blocks here if it's too much for you to be down low. You can always be here, okay? So use your props. Props are meant to be extensions of your limbs and to help you move further into the poses. All right, we'll take a nice deep inhalation, draw the shoulder blades away from the ears and on the back toward each other. On your exhalation, close your eyes, connect with the sensation of the front right hip, and begin to see if you can relax all those muscles and ligaments in the right front hip and allow them to draw forward and down ever so slightly. Take a breath here. Take a nice deep inhalation. On your exhalation, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee off just ever so slightly, push the heel back a bit, move the toes back and drop the knee down again. Untuck the toes, inhale, exhale, see if you can move your knee, see if you can move your right front hip, micro movement, forward and down even more, softening the front of the hip. All right, well, inhale, tuck the toes, lift your right knee off just a bit, move the heel back toward the space behind you and scoot the toes a little bit and drop the knee down again. Exhale, see again, close your eyes, see if you can slightly move the right hip down and forward just a tiny bit more. We'll inhale and come up onto our left thigh. And again, if that's uncomfortable, use your blocks, okay? Hands are on the left thigh. Press your hands away from the hip. So press into the top of where the knee is. Not into the knee, but the top of the thigh, okay? Shoulders away from the ears and on the back. Take a nice deep inhalation, lift your toes, press into your left heel. Breathe 2 nice deep breaths. Inhale, take your toes down. Grab your blocks if you need them. If not, on your next exhalation, begin to straighten your left leg. Bring your left toes and your left foot flexed back toward your face. Square your hips. Adjust your posture here. Inhale, pulling the shoulders away from the ears and onto the back. And then your exhalation, slowly begin to draw your chest toward your left thigh. Keep pressing into the left knee. Keep trying to square the hips. And now imagine your left hip crease. So that space, imagine pressing your left hip crease toward the space behind you. That helps you to really move further into this hamstring lengthener. Inhale, begin to move forward, bending the left knee, bringing the left foot down. Inhale, go ahead and bring the hands back onto the left thigh. Shoulders on the back and away from the ears. Exhale, lift the left toes off the floor. Exhale. Let's breathe here. 2 nice deep breaths with the toes lifted. The left heel pressing into the mat. Exhale, take the left foot down, frame the left foot with the hands. Go ahead and take your left knee back, big toes together, knees nice and wide. Press into your child's pose. Lovely. Take 2 deep breaths here, really pressing away from your hands if you'd like to work the pose. Inhale, knees move toward each other, hips distance apart, tuck the toes, press into your downward facing dog. Take a nice inhalation. Begin to draw your eyes toward your hands, move your chest toward your hands, and then go ahead and walk your feet toward the hands. Blocks can come to the top of your mat. Feet are hips distance apart. Bend the knees nice and strongly. Lift the toes. And press into the whole surface of the foot with the toes lifted. Draw the chest forward. Your exhalation, go ahead and relax your chest toward your thighs. Keeping the toes lifted, my friends. Inhale, lift the chest forward. Exhale, begin to straighten the legs now. And so now you're in this straight leg forward fold, and you can be on blocks if that's where you are in your practice. So the chest moves forward, shoulders away from the ears on your exhalation with the toes still lifted. We move into our straight-legged forward fold, Uttanasana. Keep the toes lifted. Keep strongly pressing into the rest of the foot with the toes lifted. Okay, go ahead and allow the toes now to come back to the mat, but act as if they're not even there, okay? Keep using the foot as you've been using it. Press strongly into your feet. You can bend your knees slightly. Sweep the arms up overhead. Come up slowly, leading with the chest. Reach up. Stay here in Urdhva Hastasana, okay? So as we are in this Urdhva Hastasana, I'm going to turn and show you. You're at the top of your mat. Go ahead and reach your rib cage, your right rib cage up and to the left, and then reach your left rib cage up to the right. Now come back to your Urdhva Hastasana. And now take the shoulders onto the back toward each other, and then the tops of the shoulders draw away from the ears. Strongly flatten that space in your lower abdomen from hip bone to hip bone. Keep strongly pressing into the feet. Urdhva Hastasana. You should feel like you're really strong and you're really working right now. All right, let's take a nice deep inhalation. On our exhalation, take your right hand on your right thigh. Reach your left arm over, shoulders away from the ears. Variation on a side stretch here. Really plant your left foot. Inhale, both hands up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, left hand moves on to the left outer thigh. Reach to the left side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let's go ahead and strongly bend the knees. Bring the arms in line with the shoulders. Press your booty back. So I'm going to go back to the top of my mat so you can see this. Press your booty way back. Arms are in line with the shoulder height. Pull your shoulders away from your ears and resist the urge to arch your low back. So pull your belly button toward your spine. Reach from the crown of your head up toward the ceiling. Dip the chin slightly. Utkatasana, chair pose. Stay here. Building up some heat, yes? Let's inhale, bring the hands to the hips. Come up slightly from your bent knee. Exhale, take the right leg back. Okay, so now you're in a high lunge. Adjust the hips, okay, so the hips aren't opened up yet, just yet. Adjust the hips into this high lunge. On your exhalation, go ahead and move further into it. Keep pressing your right heel toward the space behind you. Keep your shoulders on your back and away from your ears. And then flatten that hip to hip space. Inhale, arms come up. 2 breaths here. Inhale, take your back foot and bring it down. Have the heel moving away from the top of your mat, the toes moving slightly toward the front of your mat. And then adjust your left heel so that somewhere within the arch, we'll move into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. All right? Now, Warrior 2 is one of these poses where you want to feel as if you're spreading, you're ripping the mat apart with the outer edge, the force of the outer edge of the right foot and the stability and pressing of the left ball mounds of the foot, okay? And you really want to reach away from each other. The arms, look over the left middle finger. Make sure, take a little peek at your left big toe and make sure you can see it so that the knee is moving toward the center of the foot and not toward the big toe. We're going to inhale, straighten your left leg. In your next exhalation, reach your left hand forward toward the top of your mat, and then your left hip toward your right hip. Keep reaching till you can't reach anymore, and you can bring your hand down on your shin, okay, your thigh, wherever you are in your triangle pose, or onto a block. All right, from here, we open our chest up, yes? And you're gonna be opening toward me, maybe or not. Press into the outer edge of your right foot. Take the shoulders away from the ears. Look up at the hand if that feels yummy. And lift your left toes. Ooh, tricky, right? So that you know you're working your left foot and not your toes. Just Play with that. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over. Exhale, bring it back up. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over the ear. Exhale. Last time, inhale, reach up and over. Exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, either step or bounce your right foot to your left foot, hips distance apart. Inhale, lift the chest forward. Exhale, come into your forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, come into your Utkatasana, chair. Remember, booty way back, but then draw the belly button toward the spine, shoulders away from the ears. 2 breaths here. On your next exhalation, draw your hands down. Inhale slightly. Exhale, come into your Uttanasana. Inhale, come up to your chair again. Let's really create some heat today. So 2 deep breaths here, navel toward the spine. See if you can go lower and back. All right, now we're going to take the left leg back into our high lunge, okay? So go ahead and reach the left heel back strongly. Hands are on the waist. Squeeze the inner thighs together for stability. Make sure that your right knee is above your ankle. And then we'll inhale here for 2 deep breaths. Keep that back leg strong. Inhale, come up. And we'll move into Virabhadrasana 2 on the right side. So your left heel moves toward the back of the mat. The left toes move slightly up. Bend your right knee over the middle of the foot. And open, if you can, open the chest to the space in front of you. In my case, it's this way. Check your knee placement by looking at your big toe. Try to rip your mat open by pressing into the toe ball mounds of the right foot and the outer edge of the left foot. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, reach that right arm forward. Reach till you can't reach anymore, and then bring the hand down either to a block or your shin or your ankle, wherever it will come. And now, adjust the shoulders away from the ears and onto the back. Lift the right toes to feel like you're really pressing into that right foot and not the toes. If you want, crown of the head moves forward toward the top of your mat. 2 deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, take the left arm up and over the left ear, reaching it toward the top of your mat. Exhale, open it up. Inhale, reach that right arm over, left arm over, I mean. Exhale, reach it back up. Inhale. Exhale. Take a nice deep inhalation, reach that left arm up and over along the ear. Frame your right foot. go ahead and come into your down dog or your child's pose, wherever you work in your practice. Two more deep breaths here. Inhale, begin to look up towards your hands. Exhale, walk the feet to the hands. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, come into your full forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, come back into your chair. Lift the toes. We're doing a lot of the lifting of the toes today. Well, that's to help you feel the sensation of the foot pressing into the mat versus the gripping of the toes. Inhale, come up slightly. Exhale, take that right leg back. Come into your Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 once again. Inhale, adjust your stance, your posture. Exhale, look over your left hand. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, reach that left arm forward, the left hip toward the right, and come into your triangle. Breath here, adjust your pose. Inhale, using the force of this right hand, help to swing you back up. Yes. Exhale, come into your Warrior 2. Inhale, come up. Have both feet face me. Heel toe the feet in. Have the feet move diagonally away from, so in line, so turn the feet out, and we'll exhale and come into Goddess. Okay, now, let's see where your shoulders are. They away from your ears and on your back. Flatten your navel, okay? So flatten that space between hip bone to hip bone. Inhale, take the right heel up. Keep it there. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, take the left heel up. Bring it down. Let's do it again. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale. Inhale, come up to straight legs. Turn the feet forward. Yes? Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, pinching from the hip crease. You can bend your knees here if you need to. Grab your hands and pull them behind you into a fist or an open fist, and reach the chest forward into a semi-wide-legged forward fold. Once you get the head down, reach that fist away from your shoulders, so up toward the ceiling. One more breath here. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend the left leg. Come into a high lunge. Inhale, bring the right leg toward the left. Exhale, come into your chair pose. Lift the toes if you want. Inhale, come up slightly. Exhale, take the left leg back. Inhale, come into your Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Make adjustments here. However you need to feel comfortable and aligned in your pose. Inhale here. Exhale, reach, 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 and come into your triangle pose. Wherever that may be, adjust here for a nice breath. Inhale, strongly rooting that right foot, lift with the left arm, both arms come up. Exhale, turn the feet so they're in the same line, all 10 toes point the same way. Heel toe the feet together, and I'm gonna face you in this again. And then the toes move out, away, so the toes are turned out. Take a nice deep inhalation, exhale, come into your goddess pose. Okay, shoulders away from the ears on the back, flatten that space from hip bone to hip bone, so that low belly. Lift through the crown of the head. Inhale, lift the left heel. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, lift the right heel. Take it down. Inhale, lift the left. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, lift the right. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, straighten the legs. So now I'm back here with you. Toes face forward. Exhale, turn into a warrior two once again. And then exhale, let's come down into downward facing dog. Very nice, everyone. Just take a nice down dog here. So let's go ahead and take our right foot and ankle over our left ankle and then press away from your hands so you're now in this like three-legged down dog. Yep. And then bring the right foot down. Bring the left foot and ankle over the right ankle and then press away from your hands into this three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, press into your normal down dog. Inhale, slightly lift the chest, walk the feet toward the hands. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, come into your full forward fold. Inhale, come up slightly. Take your right foot over your left. Adjust the chest so that it's moving forward, the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, come into your forward fold. Variation. Press firmly into the left foot. Press firmly into the right foot. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come into your forward fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, take your left foot over your right foot. Inhale, adjust your chest forward, your shoulders away from your ears, and on your exhalation, go ahead and come into your forward fold variation. Press strongly into your right foot. Press strongly into your left foot. Inhale, release the feet. Exhale, come into your normal forward fold. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale into Tadasana. Okay. So we're going to actually come down to the mat at this point. And I want you to grab a block if you have it. Come onto your back. Take your knees bent, your feet on the mat. Take your heels as close to the buttocks as possible. Take the block and put the block between the knees. Take a nice deep inhalation. Your exhalation, draw your navel in toward your spine. And then in your inhalation, shimmy your shoulders underneath your chest, coming up into your bridge pose. Strongly, strongly press the block together with the thighs. Move the shins away from the face and see if you can draw the breastbone toward the nose. Breathe here for 3 deep breaths. Press the whole length of each arm so that your chest lifts up nice and high. Exhale, release the back down slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. Keeping the block between the legs. Bring the knees toward the chest. Your next exhalation, drop the knees to the right, keeping the block between the knees. Strongly root your left arm in a half of a T away from the shoulder with the palm facing up. And then if you need to, or if you can use your right hand to just apply a little bit of assist to gravity there. Take a nice deep inhalation and slightly draw the shoulders away from the ears. So we tend to bring our arms up really high on this pose. So see if you can get your arm placement just slightly lower to create some length in the neck. And then in your next exhalation, imagine that your left rib cage is moving away from your right rib cage, trying to really move further into that twist while the right knees are dropping to the right. Inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, rooting your right shoulder, drop your knees to the left. Remember, the block is still in there. Try to move the shoulders away from the ears. Strongly press the right shoulder and the right arm and the back of the hand into the space below. And then you can use your left hand for an assist on this. Take a nice deep inhalation. And on your exhalation, see if you can move your right rib cage away from the left. Very nice. Inhale, draw the knees back up together. Exhale, bring the feet to the mat. Release the block. Release one leg to straight and then the other. Make sure you don't have any props in your way. And then you can open up the legs so that they're the width of the mat if that feels yummy. Remind your shoulder blades to gently releasing into the space below, into the mat, into the earth. Have the palms face up and the arms can be wherever they're comfortable. And then try to visualize, take a nice inhalation and lift your head just a tiny bit, slightly off the mat. And then see if you can reach the crown of your head toward the space behind you and then drop the head down softly, gently, so that you're on that base of the skull. The chin is moving slightly toward the chest. Allow the body to just receive relaxation, softening in your corpse pose, Shavasana. Allow the forehead to be soft, the eyebrows to be soft. Relax the cheeks and the jaw. Soften the eyelids. Allow the eyes to draw deeper into the eye sockets. Using your breath, create awareness to any sensation occurring in your body right now. And invite yourself to move deeper and deeper into relaxation with each breath. Begin to deepen your breath. Draw awareness to the rise and the fall in the body with each inhalation and each exhalation. We'll draw the arms up overhead, reaching, reaching, reaching. So reach the left foot out and the right arm above, and then the right foot out and the left hand way above. Oh, and then just drop and relax. Begin to draw the knees toward the chest, maybe shaking, kind of rolling, I should say, onto the buttocks and the low back, feeling any release. As we roll to our right side, resting our head on our upper arm and taking a nice deep inhalation. And a nice exhalation. When you're ready, begin to press yourself up to seated. You'll grab your blanket or a block or just come to a comfortable seated position. With the eyes closed, we'll bring our hands to prayer position, the palms tightly sealed, shoulder blades on the back and away from the ears. I thank you all for allowing me the honor to guide you through this slow and gentle vinyasa practice this morning. As we say in yoga, the light within me honors the light within each of you. Namaste. So I want to thank you for coming this morning, and you're welcome to practice this at any time because this video will be saved on Two Bend Yoga Center's Facebook page. So you're welcome to do it at any point. Thank you so much. See you.